Hello, this is Marilyn from LemLedger, and today we're going to do a comparison between ActiveTrack and LemLedger from an agency proof of work perspective. Now, if you run an agency, clients don't want to just see reports, they want proof. Proof that work is actually happening, proof that progress is real, proof that their money is producing results. Today, we are testing two tools using the same exact kind of task or using the same kind of examples. Active track versus LemLedger, which one proves agency work better. So we're just gonna type here LemLedger. Right. So here I am inside Active Track. This is the admin panel. And in your admin panel, you're able to see different kind of things. You're able to see productivity by user, and under here you can see live data of productivity by user, and a report would probably look something like this. A single day report of productivity by user would be would look something like this. Now this doesn't tell you much. You're just able to see, okay, what hours did each employee or each user put in. The client is able to see this kind of thing, this kind of report under admin panel. But let's go back to defining what proving your work to clients actually means. Now, before I compare these tools, let's define the real job. For agency, proof of work is usually means showing what tasks were done, number one, what progress happened, what deliverables were created, what blockers slowed down things, and what steps are next. So they want to be able to see the whole run through. They want to see what was actually done, what progress was made. They want to see the deliverables that were created. They want to see, okay, what blocked your work though? They want to see what are the next steps, what is the status of this work that you're doing. Now, a good system, a good platform should be able to give the client a clear story. So let's delve into it. Now, in a tool like ActiveTrack, you're able to track active time, applications that were used, productivity category, and you're even able to look at screenshots if they are enabled by the client. You're able to get executive summaries of the client is able to get executive summaries of the workforce utilization, technology utilization here, which now shows what applications were actually used by each user, and something like that would look like this. The work efficiency of the team, that kind of dashboard would look something like this. They're able to see the total time breakdown, the users missing productivity goals. They're able to see progress against the goals or the hours per day, productivity breakdown, if the users were multitasking. So they're able to see all of this. ActiveTrack is captures how work happened mainly through activity monitoring. Here we can see that here really what is being monitored is activity and productivity goals. And another dashboard of that would look something like this. You're able to see the top categories that were worked on, the top categories that people were mostly doing, the productivity percentages, able to see the workload, the team achievement goal. This is now for team members. This is what a team member dashboard would look like, right? So active track is just like when now a system is being run and the client has each employee has active track running at the back of their computer, running in their computer, and they are working. ActiveTrack is able to show the time spent in different apps. Maybe if you're using Google Sheets, it will show the time spent in Google Sheets. It will show the productivity score. It will show an activity timeline. So we can see it will come down to something like this. This is now not per user, but per team, right? Maybe per single user will give a report of this sort. It would give something like this. You're able to see the categories that the user was actually doing. So now imagine sending a report like this to a client, right? Um, Like the client is able to see, okay, this user one did this kind of work. Imagine this is the single day report of the client, or this, or even this, right? It's showing that, okay, out these were 5 hours spent on this. These were the goal achievement trends. These are the utilization trends. Most people were using this type of apps. Most people did not use this type of apps. This is the workload for the different teams. This kind of report being sent to a client. Yes, they are able to see the varied categories and everything like that. It proves that the team was actually working. It proves that the team actually had a varied workload, and it proves that the tools were actually used and time was actually spent, and members were actually actively working. But what is missing? What is missing from this report? Hmm? What is missing in this report is that clients are unable, like a report like this, clients are unable to actually see the story of the work. The activity is not very visible. Clients are unable to see that work was actually done. They're not able to see the story. They're not able to see the story of the work done, right? So it's not obvious. The work done is not obvious. Now, if we're to do maybe the same exact thing or the same exact proving of client of work to the client in LemLedger now, you're able to see, maybe here we are working for Sunny Marketing. We're able to see that our deliverable here is very clear. We're designing a template. The priority of designing this template is medium. It has been assigned to a certain employee. We can assign an employee to this. It has been assigned to somebody. The status of this thing is not started. This is what blocked it. This is the client, and these are the notes, right? So now during a task, a client is clearly able to see this is the work done, these are the notes or findings, these are the deliverables, these are the blockers, these are the status updates. So when the task is finished, LemLedger will now automatically generate a record showing task, evidence, and outcome. So instead of just capturing activity data, the system captures the entire work narrative so that the client is not confused if he was or if he or she was looking at this. The client is now fully clear on what exactly is going on. They're able to capture the entire work narrative, right? So here under delivery ledger, the client is able to look at all of this. They're able to see every entire task that was completed, not completed, the one that was blocked. And here under task, the person is also able to write in their day and their schedule. And Limler just sends this to the client. They're able to see the blocked work. They're able to see, and you're able to import this and send to the client, right? So now let's compare these two outputs. Now here on ActiveTrack, you're being shown a timeline, you're being shown the time spent, productivity scores, applications used, and it's really great. Its strength of this is that it's great visibility into team activity. You're able to see what was the team doing. It's great visibility into the team activity. However, the clients still need explanations for what work was produced. They can see all this data analytics, but you still need to explain to them, okay, what work did you actually do and what actually blocked your work. Even if they're seeing this kind of data, you still need an explanation. However, for LemLedger now, for LemLedger, there's no need for those kind of explanations because everything is clear. The client is able to see everything clearly. They're able to see the deliverable. They're able to see what was worked on and what wasn't. They're able to see what was blocked. They're able to see all of that. And the strength of LemLedger now is that it's less focused on the strength of language is that it creates a clear story of work, right? The client gets a clear story of work. They're able to see everything. They're able to see the delivery pipeline. They're able to see everything that needs to be done. They're able to see that. However, the weakness of this is now it's less focused on deep activity monitoring compared to a report that would be generated by ActiveTrack like this one, right? Now, for agencies that want clear client communication, or for agencies, clear client communication usually needs clarity, progress updates, and visible deliverables. Now, ActiveTrack answers, was the team active? And LemLedger answers, what work was completed and what changed. Now, both of these tools are definitely useful. So you can use ActiveTrack if you want employee productivity monitoring, and you can use LemLedger if your main goal is showing clients proof of work outcomes. So thank you very much. If you're deciding between which tools to use for agencies, the real question is, do your clients care more about time spent or results delivered? That will help you choose which tool to actually use. So if you want to know more about this kind of tools, just click in the URL description, the URL in the description below this video. Thank you very much.